it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Guess what? We're going to do a recipe on the label. Well, sort of. Actually, we're going to do something with this box of Aldi scallop potatoes, which I purchased last year for 69 cents. This has been in my pantry. So I'm trying to go through items on my pantry. This expires in May of 23, if that means anything to you. The recipe that I'm going to try, well, actually, that I came up with, is not on the label, but it should be on the label. It should be. So, when I put in the title of this video, recipe on the label, question mark, that's what I mean. So, okay, let's get to it. I'm going to show you something that has been rattling around in my brain, and I just had to try it. So, to be honest, I tried it on a previous box, and it's really good. Really, really good. So I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay? So don't go away. Stay here in the kitchen with me because we're going to do the recipe on the label. Recipe on the label. Recipe on the label. Yes, we are. Okie doke. Thanks for joining me today. You guys are wonderful. I think I have everything ready to go here. Excuse me. What in the world? That frog always seems to want to come back, doesn't it? Okay. Now, this is what I've got. It is a box of scalloped potatoes. It says scalloped potatoes with a creamy cheddar and blue cheese sauce. Although, if you don't like blue cheese, it doesn't really taste like blue cheese, okay? It tastes nice. It's 100% real Idaho potatoes, okay? They're just dehydrated potatoes. Now, and what I'm going to make today is soup. I'm going to make some soup. And that's what I was thinking about. I thought, why can't a person, and I'm a person, why can't a person take some of these lovely dry mixes of dehydrated ingredients and turn them into a soup? So that's what I'm going to do. And yes, I did, last week, I experimented with it. I used a package of au gratin potatoes from Aldi, which these were 69 cents last year. I don't know what they are now. And I made a potato, cheese, broccoli soup, and it is awesome. I'll show you how awesome it is because I've got one jar left. So, alrighty. Now then, I'm going to, hang on a second, I'm going to drink of water. I've got the bag of potatoes here. Now, I'm going to put it in a saucepan. According to the directions on the box, if you're going to turn these into baked scallop potatoes, you would need to add 2 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of butter, and 2/3 cup of milk. And then follow the baking instructions, etc. So, but since we're going to make soup today, I'm going to do it a little differently. So here's the dehydrated potatoes. When you get a nice little bag like this, save it because it's good for all kinds of things. Just shake it out, fold it up, put it in a drawer wherever you keep your little bags, and these come in handy many times. Okay, so now I have my dehydrated potatoes. They look kind of like potato chips, in case you're not familiar with these box mixes. So I'm going to take, instead of 2 cups of water, I'm going to put in 4 cups of water. Oops, and the reason for that is because I want to rehydrate the potatoes. That's going to be my first thing that I do. So we're going to rehydrate the potatoes. Now then, the recipe also calls for 2/3 cup of milk. I am using evaporated milk. You can use whatever milk you have, whatever milk you prefer. But I have evaporated milk in my pantry. I don't keep a lot of milk really in my refrigerator, so I'm going to use this. And I'm going to add in some chicken bouillon powder, and I'm going to add in some minced onion. And I'm going to add in some frozen broccoli. This broccoli happens to be from the winter mix, which is broccoli and cauliflower. But I picked out the broccoli. You can actually use any vegetable you want. You can use a mixed vegetable, you can use cauliflower, use whatever you prefer, or whatever you have on hand. That's great. When some of the pieces were a little bit bigger, so I chopped those up, as you can see, so they were more bite-sized. Now, we're going to come back because this is going to take a little bit of time to rehydrate, okay, our potatoes. So we'll be back when they are rehydrated. Not only rehydrated, but these are going to be cooked. We want these to be cooked because I want them soft, because I'm going to take my potato masher and I'm going to crumble them up, okay? All right. Oh, before I do that, just to add the flavor so it can cook in, I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of the chicken bouillon. Now, part of the reason I'm adding the chicken bouillon is because I am adding more water to this because we're turning it into a soup. So I don't want to deplete the flavor. I want to enhance the flavor. We'll be back when this is cooked up. Okie doke. This, the potatoes have been cooking along with the bouillon for about 10 minutes. So they're soft enough that I can crush them up a little bit with my potato masher. Because I don't want them in slices because I'm making soup out of them. But that's just me. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. Now, some of you may be wondering why I didn't just put the frozen broccoli in with the potatoes as I was cooking. It's because I'm doing this step and I don't want to crush up the broccoli. I like to be able to see some of the broccoli in there. I did put a lid on the potatoes while they were cooking because I did not want to lose, I didn't want a lot of the water to evaporate. Okay, so let's take a look here. You can see that I've crushed up the potatoes. All right. Now then, I cooked those potatoes on medium to low. Now I'm going to add in my frozen broccoli, which has thawed out a little bit. And get that in there, turning the heat back up a bit because I'm going to add my milk, 2/3 cup of milk. Okay. And I'm going to add in the powder mix that comes with the scalloped potatoes. Because I don't want any lumps, I'm going to use my little handy dandy whisker thing here. And I'm going to stir that in. Now, this is going to thicken up. Because I'm going to continue to cook it, I'm going to watch my heat. And I can turn the heat down on it, which I will. I'm also adding, because I feel like I want to, I'm going to add in like a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. That's about what it is. I'm going to add in my dehydrated onion. That's about, a tablespoon for extra flavor. And I'm going to add in some onion powder. Now then, what are some of the add-ins that you could put in your potato broccoli soup? You could, I'm going to turn the heat down a bit because I don't want this to scorch or burn. You can see that this is thickening up already. Can you see that? What can we add into this if we want to bulk it up? We could add leftover meat. If you have some ham or chicken, even Spam, bacon bits, you could buy the bacon bits as they are if you don't have bacon. You can add, now I'm going to add in a tablespoon of butter as the box recipe. That's what the box instructions call for. So if you, instead of adding in the butter, if you have bacon fat saved, use, it calls for a tablespoon of butter. You can add in a tablespoon of bacon fat. That will bring flavor to it as well. You can also add in cheese. If you want to put some cheese in here, extra cheese, go right ahead. That is great. Now you can see that it's nice and smooth, which is what I want. Now I'm going to give it a little bit of a taste. Plenty salty because of the bouillon. But I'm going to add in some pepper. Now, I have to tell you, when I ate the soup I made out of the au gratin potatoes, in my serving of soup, I sprinkled in a little bit of cayenne pepper, and oh my Lanta, that is like, oh, so good. Oh, it was awesome. Really awesome. So, let your imagination run away with you. It's whatever you feel like you want to add to your soup. This actually, making it this way with the amounts that I've suggested to you, making it this way, I got 2 pints of soup and enough soup to have a bowl for lunch after making it. This is extremely good. Now I'm going to let that simmer just a little bit here. I'm not going to leave it. I'm just going to make sure I keep it stirred up. And if you don't have evaporated milk, that's fine. Evaporated milk does bring a richness to the soup because the evaporated milk is basically diluted with the water, and there's just something about the evaporated milk that does bring a richness to the soup. If you don't want to use the evaporated milk, don't do it. And truthfully, if you want to use plain almond milk with this, I don't see why you can't. You just use whatever you have on hand. But you can picture this with maybe mixed vegetables instead of the broccoli, or broccoli and cauliflower, or just cauliflower, or you could put in a handful of frozen spinach, or just leave out the vegetables. You could put in a drained can of mushrooms. Just, honestly, it's just whatever you happen to have. That's the whole thing. Now, while this is simmering, I want to show you This is the cheese, cheese and broccoli soup that I have left. I've got a pint left. And I want to show you, once it goes in the refrigerator, it is going to thicken up. That is not a problem. All you have to do is add a little bit, just take out your serving, add a little bit of milk or water to the soup as you're warming it up, maybe in the microwave or in your little saucepan or whatever. Add a little milk or water to it, and it will thin out to the consistency you like, which I like mine to be like this. That's the consistency I like. But it will thicken up. But don't be worried about that. It's perfectly fine. Okay? All right. And you can see that that is a whole pint. So there was 2 pints plus a serving size of soup. All right. Now, I'm going to dish some of this up. And we're going to give this a taste. Isn't this fun? Turn the heat off to this. And look, there's plenty of goodies in this soup. Plenty of goodies. I already ate today. So I'm just going to put enough here to taste this. And then this is going to be stored in my refrigerator for my soup for the week. This is Tuesday. And so I'll be able to eat on this all week. And because I want to, I'm going to take a little bit of that cayenne. And I'm going to put some in my soup. Whoa, Mama. Maybe. I love cayenne pepper. I make no apologies. All right. But I wouldn't put it in the whole batch just in case somebody else is going to eat it. All right. Got myself some potato here. Gotta blow it. Very hot. Well, that's pretty good. That's really good. Now, you don't have to use the Aldi brand. You can use any brand of box mix of scalloped potatoes, the gratin potatoes, whatever you like. You can use any box mix. My recommendation is that you follow the box instructions and then add extra water. Okay? And honestly, I don't really know how you can go wrong. That's so good. That is so good. Oh, delicious. I'm loving it. That's good. All right. So that's it. That's what we've got today. We've got a recipe on the label. No, but it should be on the label. Because think how many people this will feed. Depending on your portion sizes. It's awfully good. This is a meal in and of itself. And if you get creative and put in your whatever add-ins you want, it would be over the top, out of this world. Okay? All right, listen. I love you guys. You know I do. You know I do. If you like this, please like. Give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down if you think it's garbage. Share it because other people need to know how to do this stuff. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. That would be really, really great. And push the bell so that you get notified when the crazy granny comes on and shows you how to do something else. Okay? All right, listen. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Come back and join me next time because you know that little is much when God is in it. Okay? All right, get out there and just let your imagination go wild. All right. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.